Now let's start off today's live Q&A. And if you want your questions answered live on screen, use hashtag NBA just like Snipe Gang Douglas did here. He says, who do you think the Warriors will draft in the first round this year? That's a good question because the Warriors are going to have probably, actually almost definitely, a top 5 pick for the first time in what seems like forever. Now, if they get that number 1 pick, I don't think they're going to use it on a player. I think if they get the number 1 pick, they're going to trade back and try to acquire more first-round picks. However, if they do use it, I think you got to go for need if you're the Warriors because you got Steph Curry, you got Klay Thompson, you got Draymond Green, you got Andrew Wiggins. Where's your center? James Wiseman of Memphis. I think that's who they should go with in the first round, but it's just going to have to wait and see. Speaking of the Golden State Warriors Rumors and News asks, if the Warriors land the number 1 pick in the draft, what should they do with it? I just told you. I think they should trade down. I don't think they should use the number 1 pick because I don't think there's anyone really worthy of using that number 1 pick on besides Anthony Edwards. However, you already have Steph, Klay, and Andrew Wiggins. That's all really of what Anthony Edwards is going to do. Now, do I like LaMelo Ball? Yeah, I think he's a top 3 pick. Do I like Deni Avdija? Yeah, I think he's a top 3 pick as well. But LaMelo Ball just does everything you already have. No need to really use a number 1 pick on any of those guys. Let's go over to Matt and his question. He would love to see a Pistons trade. I think moving up in the draft for their guy or moving down and adding assets would be a great idea, even though taking a bad contract for an extra pick. What are my thoughts? I'll tell you what my thoughts are. I think the Pistons need to do whatever it takes to get better this summer because they've been stuck in this constant rebuild for a long time. Now, do they have some young pieces I like? Yeah, they do. I like Luke Kennard. I like Sekou Doumbouya. You guys know I like Sekou Doumbouya if you watched our draft coverage last year. They got Christian Wood, who's really blossomed into his own right, but they still have Blake Griffin, and they still have Derrick Rose, which are 2 older veteran guys that they don't really have any pieces around right now. So I personally think they should go ahead. If they get a top 3 pick, try to get Anthony Edwards. Try to get LaMelo Ball. I think both those guys would be awesome in the backcourt for the Detroit Pistons. Now, today is not just national, it is International Beer Day, which means if you drink beer, I want you to scroll down to the pinned comment and tell me, what is your favorite beer? I'm making it the pinned comment on today's video, so all you got to do is scroll down and reply in the comment section below. Now, listen, I'm not a huge beer drinker myself, but I do love an ice-cold Coors Banquet. That is a good beer, I'll tell you what. Now let's keep it moving with our live Q&A. King of 3. Dallas trades their 2 first-round picks and Delon Wright for Aaron Gordon and 2 second-round picks. I'm getting made fun of for my beer choice. I won't have any of it. It's a good beer. King of 3. I love this trade for the Dallas Mavericks. Delon Wright and 2 first-round picks. They don't have a first-round pick to trade until 2025 or this summer's first-round pick. But the Orlando Magic have no reason to do this. Delon Wright has not been good for the Mavs. He has been definitely below par. He hasn't been the starting caliber point guard we expected him to be. But, I mean, there's just no reason for it. I think the Mavs would be interested in Aaron Gordon. I think he would make some sense. He'd be a good lob threat. But the Magic have no incentive to do this, even with the 2 first-round picks, because the Mavs' first-round picks aren't going to be that valuable. You'll probably hit on 1 of 2 of them. If you want more of my Mavs takes on a daily basis, the best place to go, youtube.com/allthingsMavs. I'm posting on that channel every single day. We are well on our way to 4,000 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed there yet, I don't know what you're doing, especially if you're a Dallas Mavericks fan. If you're a Dallas Mavericks fan, what I want you to do right now, scroll down, type hashtag MFFL. If you are an MFFL, you already know what that means. Let's go to this next question from Neary. I think Lakers versus the Raptors. I have a weird feeling Toronto has something they're hiding. I'm assuming you mean for the NBA Finals, and you know what? I don't hate the pick. The Toronto Raptors have been a surprise team all year long. They're second in the Eastern Conference. Nobody, including myself, expected them to get there after losing Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green. I hope they get to the NBA Finals. I really do think that would be such an awesome story, and I think if the Raptors get there, everybody in the world would be cheering for them. Pascal Siakam, Kyle Lowry, Marc Gasol, Serge Ibaka. Now, if they're hiding something, I don't know what it would be that they haven't shown. However, I think this is an Eastern Conference Finals bound team. I do think they will be in the Eastern Conference Finals against Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks. So what I want you to do right now is let me know and make your predictions. Who do you think is going to come out of the Eastern Conference in the playoffs? Think it's the Bucks type B, think it's the Celtics type C, think it's the Raptors type R, or think it's someone else like the 76ers or the Miami Heat? Go ahead and shout it out down in the comment section and in the live chat if you're watching live with us here on Chat Sports. I do think it's going to be the Milwaukee Bucks. However, the Raptors with Pascal Siakam match up really well against the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, whoever you're a fan of, if they are in the NBA bubble, that means they've got Disney shirts. So when you go to chatsports.com/Disney, whatever one of these throwback Disney-style t-shirts you want with your team logo on it, you can go pick it up today. Shipping for free for a limited time only. Chatsports.com/Disney is the best place to find them. You can find any team at that link. You're not going to want to miss it because they're only here for a limited time. While the NBA bubble is going, that's why those shirts are selling. Now let's go to Rashard Lee. He asks me, if Avery Bradley leaves the Lakers, can they trade for Devin Booker? What are you going to trade for Devin Booker? The only two assets on the Los Angeles Lakers that would even pique the Phoenix Suns' interest are Anthony Davis and LeBron James. And you're not trading either of them. I also don't even know if the Suns would say yes to trading for LeBron James because Devin Booker's like 25. He's super young. Avery Bradley and Devin Booker have no correlation. It doesn't matter if they leave, besides making the money work. He's not going to the Lakers. The Lakers do not have the pieces to trade for Devin Booker. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. Now let's go to Nolan here. He asks, will Anthony Davis get a new contract in LA or will he go elsewhere in free agency? That is the question of the summer for the Los Angeles Lakers. Really, everything hinges on whether or not Anthony Davis is going to stay. Now, my prediction is that yes, he will stay and yes, he will sign a 4 to 5 year max contract. However, I do think he will seriously consider the Chicago Bulls. He is from Chicago. He has stated over and over again that he would love to play in his hometown, and that is the team that I think could threaten the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis. Now, do I think it's going to happen? No, I think he stays put. Let me know down in the comment section. Where will Anthony Davis play next year? The Lakers, the Bulls, or if you got something else up your sleeve, let me know. Now, if he does play with the Lakers next year, you're going to want to make sure you subscribe to the Lakers Report. If he doesn't play with the Lakers next year, you're going to want to make sure you subscribe to the Lakers Report. YouTube.com/LakersTV. Just hit 15,000 subscribers. I'm doing videos basically every single day over there on that channel. Go hit subscribe. This question coming from our channel says, are you worried about LeBron's shooting struggle in the bubble? You know, originally I would have said no. Off the top of my head, I would have said, no, it's not a big deal. It's LeBron. He'll get his way around. But it hasn't improved. He has not looked good. And not only has he struggled from beyond the three-point arc and really from the field as a whole, but he doesn't even look like he wants to take shots right now. And maybe it's the groin injury flaring up. Maybe it's just LeBron getting older and realizing he can't go 110% every single game. So, yeah, I am a little bit worried. I do think there is a reason for concern for the Laker fans with LeBron really being at what looks like 80 to 85%. So now here's a fun question for you, and I want you to shout it out. Right off the top of your head, as I ask this question, who is the most random NBA player that you can think of? Go ahead and shout it out in the comment section. Or if you're watching along with us in the live chat, let me know. Most random NBA player you can think of right now.